President and CEO of Capital Blue Cross to the podium as tonight's reception sponsor.
Good evening. Thank you, Rob. On behalf of over 2,000 team members at Capital Blue Cross, we are just so pleased to be a part of this event as the reception sponsor. In this small, intimate affair, just want to let you on a little secret. This is my favorite event, okay? Everything is top notch. The music, the setup, Tom and his staff first rate, but it's really the mission. And I look forward to Tom and others describing that mission. But in today's difficult world, one youth and child at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time, this group and you make a difference. And we're just happy to be a part of it. So thank all of you. So I have the job of thanking those who sponsored this event, and it certainly could not be possible without the generosity of tonight's sponsors. I'd like to recognize those individuals and companies who have served as top sponsors for tonight's event. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Our diamond sponsor, Air Products, Crayola and Rich and Eileen Worthley. Woo! Platinum sponsor, BSI Corporate Benefits. Woo! Titanium sponsor, PPL. Reception sponsor, Capital Blue Cross. Gold sponsors, B. Braun, Equinox Advantage Real Estate, Lutron Electronics Company, Morton Brown Family Wealth, Truist, Victaulic, and Wells Fargo. Thank you so much. It just shows the broad community support for this organization. In addition, we'd like to recognize our silver screen sponsors who are prominently listed on the screen. Also our bronze sponsors listed on the screen. And there's so many companies and individuals with either their financial support or volunteer their time to and services to make tonight possible. Please join me again in a big round of applause for all the sponsors. Now I have the distinct pleasure of calling to the stage Tom Harrington, President and Executive Director of Valley Youth House, to tell you more about the amazing work done by each and every person and service that Valley Youth House does in the community. Thank you so much. Tom?
My wife will tell you I don't really dance very well. She says when I was in high school, I was in the marching band, and I still dance that way. Yeah. She's not here tonight, so I could make up anything she would say. She would be here to know. But anyhow, thank you. Thank you, Todd, for sponsoring our reception tonight. Thank you to our sponsors, our executive committee members, and our many dedicated board members who are here. And a special thank you to the Valley Youth House staff members who are here tonight, especially Emily Connors-Henry and Christina Shoemaker, who are running tonight's event. Let's give all of our sponsors and staff a round of applause. So our goal tonight, in addition to raising much needed funds for our young people, is to tell you a little bit about the mission and impact of Valley Youth House in our community. And to get started, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen for a brief video that gives an overview of our life-changing impact. Let's take a look.
I had recently escaped a domestic violence situation. I was just living with my mom and my siblings. It just got rough, so we ended up having to split up. I was crashing on my friend's couch for a few days, and everyone really had somewhere to go, but me, I was trying to figure that out at 18. I didn't have a plan. I had no idea what to do. I struggled for a little bit, and then I met the director of Valley Youth House. I was grateful that they had a part of where it was important for us to have a good mental health. I didn't know if there was judgment. It was very welcoming though, which made that feeling go away very fast.
I called 211. That day, I was able to get in contact with Christina, who works in street outreach. She was able to get me a really good tent, really good duffel bags, different things like that. She really took an interest in me and my needs.
Changing a whole community can start with changing just one life. At Valley Youth House, that's what we do best. We are more than just a nonprofit organization. We are a promise to youth that they can come to us to find support that will help them seek independence, live well, and be seen.
I have the opportunity to work across different programs, and so sometimes that looks a little bit different. I have youth that get the opportunity to go back to their family of origin. I have youth that have the chance to start living in their own apartment and paying their own bills and working toward independence to really make them a better version of themselves.
A good day at work is when a client is able to achieve a goal that they've had for years on end, and they're finally able to achieve what they've set out to do and the reason why they work with Valley Youth House.
And now I have housing and a job, and I start my associate's degree in January.
Then when I got out of the program, I went to school for media communications, and I got my bachelor's in that.
Since 1973, Valley Youth House has provided countless programs that actively help youth, younger and older, through difficult times. With a focus on integrity, competency, inclusivity, and dedicated service to others, we strive to be the catalyst for young people to achieve their desired futures by opening doors to new opportunities.
Now I have a child. He was not expected, but very grateful for him. He taught me a lot of patience. I can keep my living situation afloat on my own. I don't really have too much of a stress.
Valley Youth House helped assist in helping me get to where I am today.
I like to resort back to some of the things that they taught me in the program when I get stuck.
I'm working on, I would say, 8 childcare certifications while working as a daycare teacher.
If I can be anything, I think I'm gonna be me.
Thanks to many dedicated team members, volunteers, and donors, our doors are always open for young people in need. And with your help, they always will be. Join us in making a difference. Visit valleyyouthhouse.org to see how you can help.
I think I'm gonna be me.
Wasn't that a great video? That was produced for us pro bono by Alex Shade and the team at First Generation, who have been producing these videos for us since we started this event 7 years ago. And also the graphics and the PowerPoint slides that you'll see tonight, produced by Jim Clunk and the team at Clunk and Milan. Let's give a round of applause to those local companies doing a great job in helping us tell the story. So, as you know, our entertainer tonight is Stevie Nicks. Stevie's the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, first as a member of Fleetwood Mac and then as a solo artist. And one of my all-time favorite songs is that mega hit song called Landslide. Remember that song? Yep. I'm sure you've all heard it, but if not, I'd be willing to sing a verse or two if you'd like. Ken is saying it's okay. Christina's saying we don't want him to leave early. Just cool it. It's not in the script, so we'll let her sing tonight. Is that all right? Anyhow, I read an interview that Stevie Nicks gave about the song Landslide, and they asked, what does this song mean? And first of all, she said she wrote it in like 5 minutes. which is pretty interesting. But she said at the time she was going through a lot of changes, both personally and professionally. So she went to visit a friend in Colorado. And she said as she was looking out the window at the snow-covered hills, she saw her reflection. And she realized that at any moment, there could be a landslide in her life that would change everything that she knew about herself, everything that she had built her life around. And I got to thinking in many ways, that's what's going on with so many of the young people that we work with at Valley Youth House. For many of our youth, the ground that they're standing on is shifting. The things that they were depending on are no longer there. Maybe they had a fight with a parent and they got kicked out of the house. Maybe one of their parents lost a job and now they don't have permanent housing. Or maybe a parent has died or been arrested, and that young person at no fault of their own is literally in a landslide. So I Googled, what do you do if you're in a landslide? And the first thing that it said was, run. If all this stuff is coming at you, run, get out of there. That's a natural instinct. And you know, that's what many of the kids do that we work with. They run away from home. And sometimes that's the best thing for them, but often it leads to something a lot worse. But if you can't get away, the website said that you should curl into a tight ball and protect yourself the best you can. And some of our kids do that too. They turn inward, they cut themselves off from others, and if things are really bad, they might even think about taking their own life. And that's where Valley Youth House steps in. Our staff meet with these young people at what's often the lowest point in their life. And the first thing we do is get them to a safe place. Then we take steps to build a genuine, trusting relationship with them so that they can open up and process the trauma they've experienced and develop a plan to rise above it. Because we know that if we don't step in when they're young and help them deal with this, that trauma will impact them throughout their life. But because of your support tonight, we do step in and we provide them with the support and care they need to overcome their challenges so they can actually come out of it stronger, something that our clinical team calls post-traumatic growth. Now, one of the tools that we use to help young people process and resolve their issues is art therapy. We employ a number of art therapists on our team, and the simple act of giving a young person a blank sheet of paper and a fresh box of Crayola crayons and asking them to draw pictures of their feelings can help them release any pent-up emotions and help them begin to process what they've been through. And that's one of the reasons why tonight it's very appropriate that we're honoring Rich and Eileen Wordley and Crayola, whose mission statement says, Crayola helps parents and educators raise creatively alive children. And that's why we're all here tonight, to help ensure that every child in our community has a healthy, happy upbringing to support a successful transition to adulthood. Now, we're fortunate to have with us this evening a young lady who has navigated some landslides of her own, an alumni of Valley Youth House who has agreed to share her story. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Khadijah.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and I just want to share with you a little bit about my journey and how I'm here tonight. I want to take you all back a little bit so you can see what my life was like before I came to Valley Youth House. Well, to begin, I lost my father to gun violence at just 7 years old, about 25 years ago. He was shot in the head and was in a coma for 6 months in a vegetative state at a nursing facility. He then unfortunately passed away, and I lost my best friend on February 23rd, 1998. I knew at a young age my life had changed, and the person who always protected me was gone. After my father passed, I lived with my mother in an abusive household. From the time my father passed up until about 18, 19 years old, this was what my life looked like over the course of 12 years, and these are the things that I endured. I struggled all throughout high school where teachers and guidance counselors did not notice or see me. I skipped school a lot to escape the harsh reality of my life. I skipped school to spend time alone and get away from my abusive mother while she was at work. I worked as much as I could after school to support myself and avoid my mother. I was responsible for paying bills at 15, 16 years old, and I was forced to buy things for myself like shoes, clothes, and basic necessities. Not even a year after I graduated from high school, my mom put me on the street when I was about 17, 18 years old. I lived with my older sister for a while, but at some point she was unable to care for me. My sister was raising me and my niece, who was only a baby at the time. My sister is only 2 years older than me and took on the role of a mother at a very young age. I knew this meant I had to figure something out, but this also meant my first experience with homelessness at just 19 years old. I found out about Valley Youth House's independent living program, and I was able to apply and got accepted. That was probably the best news I had heard in a very long time. I am so happy I accepted and came to Valley Youth House. The best decision I ever made was to contact Valley Youth House for help. They assisted me with important life skills like writing a resume. They required me to save money, pay off debt, and fix my credit and budget, and helped me pay bills. I am forever grateful to Valley Youth House for accepting my application. They took a chance on me when I was at the lowest points in my life. The impact that Valley Youth had on me. I had lived in survival mode for so many years that when I realized I was safe, I put walls up. I was scared to open up, and I felt no one ever paid attention to me before, and I pushed the people at Valley Youth House away. The persistence of my caseworker, Katie, and her supervisor, Michelle Albright, helped me slowly break down those walls. They gave me the tools, love, and support I needed to be successful. I was able to do the work and take on the steps to heal myself. Valley Youth House has impacted my life so much, and being a part of their program allowed me to gain more resources as I continued on my difficult journey. I was able to participate in programs geared towards foster care and homeless youth that allowed me to continue my college education. Valley Youth House set the foundation so I had the ability to become someone. Without Valley Youth House, I would have never found programs such as PROFS in college. PROFS stands for Providing Resources and Opportunities for Future Standouts. Because of my connection to Valley Youth House as a homeless youth in the program, they accepted me and continued the work that Valley Youth House set in place that allowed me to be successful. They helped me achieve not one degree, but two, and it all started because Valley Youth House. Because Valley Youth House never gave up on me when I was at my lowest, even when I was angry, even when I was tired, even when I yelled, even when I had enough, it showed me that sometimes all it takes is for one person to believe in you. That person was my caseworker, Katie Pavalco. I learned so much during my time at Valley Youth House, but do you want to know what is most important that Valley Youth House has taught me? They taught me the importance of healing and being able to be vulnerable when you're scared. Those skills they taught me led me on to participate in their therapy program and take the steps to heal. This allowed me to continue my healing journey and use it to become successful. Valley Youth House gave me a shoulder to lean on and provided me with skills and resources that made me feel like I did not have to continue my life in pain, but I could turn that pain into power. Valley Youth House made me feel seen. The funny part about my life, it just began a few months ago when I graduated with my Master's of Social Work in May of 2023. Thank you. From 7 years old until 33 years old now have probably been the hardest, most challenging years of my life, but I stayed the course. My life is now beautiful, and I wouldn't change it for anything. My life is like that flower that continues to grow even when it wasn't always watered or seen. It's that flower that has seen more rainy days than it did sun, but it still grew into something beautiful and great. I have 2 careers I enjoy as a social worker. I can hang with friends and family, and I can catch up on a life I missed for so long, making sure I made it to the finish line. I was in school in a total of 13 years because I kept fighting for the degrees I have now. I have an associate's in paralegal studies, a bachelor's in general studies, and now a master's in social work. Thank you. I am most proud of my Master's of Social Work degree. I am able to advocate for patients and clients who don't have a voice because I know exactly what it feels like. It all came back to me full circle, and I am exactly where I need to be in life. To know I never have to go hungry or homeless again, to know I'm stable and still working on myself are the best parts of my life. I can finally enjoy the fruits of my labor and not worry how I will eat or where I will live. My steps are ordered now, and I'm grateful to Valley Youth House for creating such an impactful program. Because of them taking the time to teach me, I now know that pain that chased me for so many years is slowly fading. To my caseworkers at Valley Youth House, Katie, it's because caseworkers like you that make a difference by seeing your clients and knowing their pain doesn't define them. Thank you for recognizing my anger, attitude, and the walls I had up were because for so long, no one noticed me or even took time to see me and empower me to do better or be better. Thank you for empowering me and seeing something in me and planting the seed. Thank you for being patient with me and showing me love and teaching me important skills that I still use today. Thank you for recognizing my behavior was not because I wanted to be that way, but I was struggling to express an unmet need. You made a difference in my life, and I'm forever grateful and will never forget it. Thank you for making me save money and questioning why I had spent that $50. And I would say, Katie, it's just $50. Believe me when I say, I get it now. Michelle Albright, thank you for supporting Katie because I was not always easy to deal with. And thank you for keeping me in the program and allowing me to grow. Your support is also so very important, and I want to thank you for also not giving up on me. Thank you for being a leader and empowering your wonderful staff members like Katie. It's because of your support they were able to support their clients. Panic, depression, and having suicidal thoughts. Your support along with Katie saved my life more than you'll ever know. I will never forget your kindness and understanding as I was trying to sort out my childhood trauma. Thank you for giving me direction and helping me process and start my healing journey. Valley Youth House. I am not sure who came up with the idea of independent living for homeless and foster care youth, but whoever did, you have changed lives. You have created safe places and resources for young teens and adults like me to have somewhere to call our home. You have allowed many of your clients in your program to go on and be successful, such as myself. For that, I thank you. This is such an important program as more and more youth still become displaced and face homelessness. The work you guys have done will only help more youth like myself make it to the finish line. Thank you.